Hey everyone, welcome back to another new video. Welcome to the channel. And in this video we will discuss about this 2025 AI engineering report by Amplify. And after watching this video you will understand that what you should learn in this AI era, because you see that people are getting very much interested in AI day by day, and many models are getting published, and they are getting confused that what they should learn. They should learn RAG or they should learn LangChain, and whether they should build AI agents or they should more focus on the generative AI. So after watching this video you will understand that in which areas people are generally more interested, because in this video we will discuss some charts, some surveys, and you will understand that in which area you should focus more to stay updated with AI. Okay, so first I will start with this demographics, means who we surveyed, and primarily who are using AI more. So we have found that the software engineer is using this AI more because of their code generation, code analysis, and that bug fixing, pull request review. So there you can use AI more. And after that, in second position there is a AI engineer, then founder, then management, and then researcher, project manager, etc, etc. But in case of software engineer, they are using AI more for their daily work. And if you see that in software and in AI ML, they have done this comparison, and they have found that these are the year of experience for the x-axis, and y-axis is the percentage, or you can say the number. So there is a huge difference between the usage of this AI. So in case of software, you see that more experienced developer are using AI, but in case of AI or ML area, the newcomers are using AI more. So 0 to 3 years experience, those who are in the AI or machine learning field, they are using AI more. But for software engineer who have more experience, like 5+ year experience and 10+ year experience, they are using AI more. But the newcomer are not that much using AI more, because they are learning the basic things, beginner things. Okay, so this is the nice thing, because newcomers should learn the basics, they should not focus more on the AI. Okay, next is the model basics. What are people actually building? So here you see that where is Gen AI deployed production in your workplace. So most people are voting that internal tools, and this is the interesting things, because some days ago we discussed about that Salesforce agent force. Okay, so if I show you, you will get the idea. Agent force, so they made this platform internally, this agent force platform, and with this platform they can do more work more efficiently, and this is their internal platform, and they are talking about this internal tool. So most companies are building that internal tools to do their data analysis, to do their code generation and code reviews, deployment, etc, etc. And next is the external tools. So they are also using AI for developing their external tools. External tool means which is shared publicly, like there is a chatbot, right? And suppose in case of banks, you have seen that there is a chatbot with whom you can talk, right? So these are the external tools. So internal and external tools, in both of these areas they are using AI, but internal tools are more. Next is, here you see what are the primary use cases of LLMs, and the interesting thing is that code intelligence and generation, these are the most use cases of LLMs, because we have seen that Cursor, Windsurf, these are getting more popular day by day, people are using more. So this code intelligence and generation is the most primary use cases of LLMs. And Claude Code, because of Claude Code, we have seen that it has recently now published that 1 million context window, means you can actually communicate with your larger code base also, right? And next is this writing assistant, content generation, text summarization, structured data extraction, and customer support is here, sentiment analysis. But as more people are using this, more software engineer are using this AI, so that's why code intelligence and generation is the primary use cases of LLMs. Next, here you see that most people are using this OpenAI, and then Cloud 4 and this GPT 4.1 is the top models that they are using. Here you see which LLMs are you using for your customer facing products? GPT-4o is the number one, and then is this Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and then this GPT-4o mini. But OpenAI models are primarily getting used more in case of customer facing products. Next is the technique. Here you see what techniques are you using to customize your AI system. First one is the few-shot learning, and next one is the RAG. I have already told you in my previous videos that RAG is the most important thing. Suppose you want to update your model knowledge base, then in that case RAG is the necessary things. Few-shot learning is popular because you have one pre-training model and you want to add some level data set there so that you can use that model for your specific purpose. Then few-shot learning is the best thing, and RAG is important. Most people are using RAG. Here you see 70% of respondents say they are using RAG in one way of or another. Okay, so that's why I tell people that please learn the RAG. And a surprising data point here is how common fine-tuning is. So 40% of respondents are fine-tuning the models they use. The most common listed goal for fine-tuning is task accuracy. And this is necessary. Yeah, you see that there are lots of techniques like LoRa techniques are there. LoRa is basically, suppose you want to build one model that is specifically expertise for the medical domain. Okay, so in that case, if you want to generate images, then your images should be medical specific images, right? So there is a specific structure for the medical images, and in that case, if you want to train or fine tuning any model specifically for the medical things, then this LoRa is helpful. Okay, and the most popular code training approach was good old supervised fine tuning, and that's why I tell people that please learn the basics. In case of machine learning, you will see that there are various techniques are there for fine tuning, like supervised reinforcement. And here you see that people are usually using this supervised fine tuning. This is the old, and they're saying that it is a good one also. Okay, and how often do you update your models? And many people are saying that monthly they are updating their models, because you see that in one month, in our August month, there are many models got published, like Gork 4 and GPT-5, and that in the previous month there was a Kimi K2 model. Okay, so this kind of models are getting published day by day, and one model is beating another one. So if you don't update your model, and then you will be behind from most of the people, like, so that's why you should update your model. And 70% of folks are updating their prompts at least monthly. So updating model is also necessary, and side by side updating prompt is also necessary. Here you see how often do you update your prompt, and 70% are updating their prompt more frequently, and weekly more people are updating most their prompts, as you see. And this is necessary because if you don't update your prompt, and if you don't write your prompt in a more efficient way, then if you choose the best model also, then you will not get the best output. So you are choosing the best model, but side by side you have to make sure that you are giving the right prompt, right context. So that's why some days ago one topic was arised, that context engineering, right? In our channel also we have discussed on that in detail. Why do you use what do you use to manage your prompts? And most people are using this internal tool and external tool. Okay, that's why I have already discussed that many companies are using this internal tool to do their data analysis and code generation. Okay, and here you see that this is the thing, that top app building frameworks. So LangChain was by far the most popular response, that if you want to generate this kind of generative AI app, then this LangChain is the number one. And in our channel also we have made several videos on LangChain and using RAG, so you can watch that video also. And I have also planned to publish many videos on this LangChain plus RAG integration. So please subscribe our channel to get these videos for free. I will publish, and I have also planned to publish that full crash course for the SQL data analysis, and also that machine learning crash course and Python full crash course, so that people can learn for free. And the quality of video that you will see in the upcoming weeks, it will be industry ready. Okay, and here you see, and okay, so people are mostly using this text because we generally use this chat GPT for our daily purpose, but there is a less use of image, audio, and video analysis. But most frequently, text generation model are frequently preferred. So that's why from here you can understand that you should more focus on the text generation model, not the image, audio, video. Because if you publish one model that is expert in text generation that can beat the other existing model, then people will accept it because most people are daily working with the text generation kind of things like content generation. Most people are writing their video scripts or sending email, they are fine-tuning their text, right? So, and code generation is also kind of text, right? So this is the chart here you see. And what image generation model are you using? So many people prefer that they are using DALL-E 3, then the Midjourney. Okay, here also you will get the idea. So I will suggest you to go through this PDF. You will get much more ideas that in which areas you should focus. I have already discussed, and this is the AI agents. So I have a lot of plan to publish a video on this AI agent, how to make that. And here you see that text generation LLMs at work, including code generation, and 80% people voted that they are using this kind of text generation agent more. And does your organization currently have that AI agent in production? On the right hand side here you see that many organizations have their AI agent in production, but uh, many people are also preparing for that. They are actually doing their work to bring that in production. So people are actually working on that. Okay, and this what level of tool permission does your AI agent have? Read only, and this write access with human loop. Okay, this kind of things. So after this video, I think you have got this idea that you should focus on this RAG, and next is this LangChain, because people are using that to publish or to build their generative AI apps. And next you should focus on the text generation. You should work on that code generation models, whether you can build a better code generation app. If you see that there are multiple code generation app I have discussed on our channel Code Digit. This yesterday was I published one video, Figma to Code. So if you can build something like that, that people will paste that Figma design link or URL in your website, and it will generate that code version from that design. So it will be best, right? Because if you see that bold.new or Lovable, there are many websites are there who will convert your Figma to code, but that websites are not that much capable. Yes, they generate a good code, but that pixel perfect things no one can do, right? So if you can improve that things, people will accept it, right? So there are lots of area where you can work, right? If you think that there people have already published, I don't have anything to work on, that is wrong. There are many areas where you can work. You see that in case of code generation, Lovable, Cursor, Windsurf is also there. But some days ago when you see that these things, OpenSW, I talked about that, and also this Diad AI, when I talked about this, people actually loved it because they want to try it. Best agent who which can build their apps more efficiently in a more pixel perfect way, so that it can be very much helpful. Okay, and crash CLI, I talked about that. So day by day more tools are getting published. You should work on that, right? Because I have already shown you that people are generally interested in this code generation agent. Okay, so if you work on that areas, it will be more helpful for you to grow, and it will be very much helpful for the other peoples in this community, so that you can build a good revenue system and they can be benefited from your product. I hope you got the idea, right? So if you found this video helpful, guys, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel, and if you want to get this kind of videos more, don't forget to subscribe this channel, and please watch the other videos also. And I hope you found this PDF also helpful. So go to the Google and search for this Amplify 2025 AI engineering report, and you will get this blog. So please read this blog and let me know your experience, your thought in comment section. Bye bye, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.